Julian McMahon's sudden passing at the age of 56 didn't just stun his fans, it opened the door to a story most never knew existed. On the surface, he was the sharp-jawed star of hit shows like Charmed and Nip Tuck. But behind that carefully curated Hollywood charm was a man battling rejection, heartbreak, and family dysfunction so intense it tore his first marriage apart. While tributes poured in from fans around the world, one name stood out: his wife Kelly Paniagua, who quietly confirmed his passing after a private battle with cancer. But even as the world remembered Julian's legacy on screen, whispers resurfaced about his chaotic private life and a marriage sabotaged not by Hollywood or scandal, but by his own mother. Julian wasn't just another actor breaking into Hollywood. He came from a powerful dynasty. His father, Sir William McMahon, was Australia's 20th Prime Minister. His mother, Lady Sonia McMahon, was a glamorous socialite who seemed straight out of a political drama. Julian chose not to follow in his father's footsteps. Instead, he chased a dream of becoming an actor, starting with small roles in Australian TV, including the soap opera Home and Away. That's where he met someone who would change everything: Dannii Minogue, sister of pop icon Kylie Minogue. She was already a rising star, and together they became the media's golden couple. To the public, it looked like a fairy tale, two beautiful, successful Australians falling in love on set. They married in 1994, but the cracks were already forming. It wasn't Hollywood that would tear them apart, it was family. Specifically, Julian's own mother. Dame Sonia McMahon reportedly never approved of Dannii, and she didn't keep it a secret. Dannii later said Julian's mother wouldn't even speak to her. She wasn't allowed in the family home. The tension was suffocating. When it came time for the wedding, Lady McMahon flat out refused to attend, at least not at first. In a last-minute twist, Lady McMahon showed up, but instead of offering support, she caused a scene. Dannii never revealed the exact details, but said it cast a dark shadow over their special day. The emotional strain didn't end there. Dannii said she and Julian had no idea how to navigate his mother's icy hostility. She loved Julian and hoped things would improve after marriage, but they never did. Dannii wasn't accepted by the family, and more importantly, Julian never defended her. That lack of support left her feeling isolated and unwelcome in her own marriage. Things only got harder. Julian moved to the United States chasing stardom while Dannii remained in London working non-stop to support them both. She flew back and forth every 2 weeks just to see him. Financially, emotionally, and mentally, they were stretched thin. Julian's acting dreams were still just that, dreams, and Dannii was footing the bill for everything. She later revealed that Julian's mother offered zero support financially or emotionally. The stress of being rejected by her in-laws and supporting a long-distance marriage became too much to bear. After just 18 months, the marriage collapsed. And according to rumors, it was Lady McMahon who pushed for the breakup. Dannii and Julian never spoke again. Looking back, Dannii admitted the experience shaped her. It was painful and humiliating. She never understood why his mother hated her, but eventually realized it was never about her at all. It was about class, status, and control. In her words, she wasn't from the right stock. She believed Lady McMahon never saw her as worthy of the McMahon name. Their story didn't just end with heartbreak. It ended with a legacy of silence. After their 1995 divorce, Dannii and Julian went their separate ways. She hoped he made peace with his mother before her passing in 2010, but she never found out. Dannii said she'd like to reconnect with Julian but knew they'd never be friends again. That early betrayal didn't just destroy a marriage, it severed something deeper. And sadly, it was just the beginning of Julian's romantic misfortunes. Because what happened next sent shockwaves through Hollywood. After the fallout from his first marriage, Julian McMahon tried again. In 1999, he married American actress Brooke Burns, best known for her role on Baywatch. They seemed like a match made in primetime, and fans hoped this time it would last. Their agents had introduced them at a movie premiere, and the spark was instant. Before the year was out, Julian had proposed, and just 2 weeks later they were married. It looked like he had finally moved on from the heartbreak of his past. And when the couple welcomed a daughter, Madison, in 2000, the future seemed bright. But just like before, the fairy tale crumbled fast. By 2001, they were divorced. The reason? A scandalous affair. Brooke reportedly discovered Julian had been cheating with none other than his charmed co-star, Shannon Doherty. She didn't hear it from him either. She read it in the tabloids. When she confronted him, Julian admitted the affair. Brooke was devastated. She later said Julian had been a good father and a great partner in the early days, but the temptations of Hollywood had gotten to him. It wasn't just a betrayal, it was the final straw in a string of disappointments. Julian's reputation took a hit, but personally, he seemed to retreat. Then in 2003, something unexpected happened. He met Australian model Kelly Paniagua. This time, Julian took a different approach. No whirlwind proposals, no rushed marriages. After 2 messy divorces, he knew better. He and Kelly dated quietly for nearly a decade, avoiding the spotlight and focusing on building something real. They weren't in the tabloids, they didn't chase headlines, they simply grew together year after year. In 2014, something shifted. Julian decided it was time. He was going to propose. And the push came from someone very special, his daughter Madison. Julian had planned to pop the question in Paris during a family holiday. But while on the flight, he had a heart-to-heart with his daughter. She encouraged him to stop waiting. So mid-air, thousands of feet above the ground, Julian asked Kelly to marry him. She said yes. 6 months later, they had a surprise ceremony with close friends and family. No scandals, no headlines, just love. The marriage lasted 9 years until Julian's passing in 2025. And by all accounts, it was the happiest chapter of his life. Kelly stayed by his side through everything, including his quiet battle with cancer. She was the one who confirmed his death in a heartfelt tribute. Their relationship wasn't built on fame or image. It was built on trust and time. After years of heartbreak and public failure, Julian had finally found peace in love. And maybe that's what makes his loss hit even harder. He had fought so long to find something real, and just as he did, it was taken away. Julian McMahon's story isn't just about Hollywood roles or red carpets. It's about the weight of legacy, the scars of rejection, and the long road to healing. From the political palaces of Australia to the sets of primetime American drama, Julian lived in extremes. A mother who never approved, a marriage destroyed from the inside, a scandalous affair that shattered another, and finally a love that endured until the very end. What makes Julian's life so unforgettable isn't just who he was on screen, it's what he survived off screen. His was a journey shaped by control loss, betrayal, and redemption. And while his time was cut short, his story is far from forgotten. Because in the end, Julian McMahon wasn't just a heartthrob or a fallen star. He was a man who lived through storms, found light in love, and left behind a legacy that was as tragic as it was beautiful.